We're talking about someone probably 16 to 18 based on the high school, right? And she was an older high school student.
She's got private photos.
She may have private photos, which we don't have to discuss the nature of, but probably would be actually a crime to possess. If you're a dude, so that's not something you want to get involved in.
It's just like the funny,
it's just bad actions all around.
But it's also funny when like she pepper sprays him and he just falls to his knees.
It hurts me. It hurts my masculinity. Like I want him to go chop wood. Like he needs to grow a beard. He has a beard too, doesn't he?
Is this
he has a beard.
Is that the video?
Yeah. Yeah,
Here we go. Watch.
He's like running from her.
Yes, he needs to shave his face immediately. And
she's like Pepe Le Pew, just like walking casually. Oh, did they skip the part where he falls to his knees?
No, it's coming at the end. She sprays.
What is he doing? This is look at this.
There, she gets him. Oh, down, surrender, fail, turns his back.
What is?
Hey, he still tries to maintain control of the phone.
That's the only upside to this guy is that he held onto the property, so he won that minor victory while losing his man card.
That's wild.
Yeah, and people around him are like, I just got pepper sprayed too. You know, the thing about pepper spray, it's a very imprecise defensive weapon.
It sprays all over.
It is the worst. In fact, I remember going through the academy and everybody has to get sprayed with it. But the one thing they said is like, here's your pepper spray. Now put it somewhere where you'll never use it because it's awful. If you ever use it, like when you see a guy like on a search warrant, if you're trying to subdue a subject and they're like, I got this, nobody wants that happening. Like,
it's everybody.
Everybody's going to be
burns
pepper sprayed.
everything.
It sucks.
People think it's like, it gets in your mucous membranes, it burns. But on your skin, you're irritated. You're like,
I remember taking a shower afterwards and my neck was burning.
Yep.
I'm like, this is terrible. But
yeah, when we were at the J17 riots, was it J20th riots in 2017 when Trump was getting inaugurated.
I was there too.
And we were, me and Luke are like drenched in pepper spray.
God.
You go take a shower afterwards and it just burns.
It just reactivates.
Yeah, it just reactivates and it's burning all over.
100%.
I don't know, man. I saw this story. I thought it was
CS
fascinating.
is way worse, by the way.
What is
CS gas?
CS gas?
Yeah, the tear gas is way worse for me.
When we were in Ferguson, the police were using CS smoke, so they called it tear gas. And
that's the stuff that fogs and kind of lingers down there on you.
And CNN reported there was no tear gas being fired; it was just smoke. And it's because these are evil people. I'm pretty sure it was Don Lemon. So
Ryan Riley was the guy who saw the earplugs on the ground and thought they were rubber bullets.
That's right.
He's one of my biggest.
He's like, are these
he's probably
rubber
watching.
bullets?
He's one of my biggest fans.
We were. I'm on the ground. And we are gagging in tear gas, and I started to pass out because I got into a cloud of it, and tunnel vision starts forming.
It's a choking agent.
Right. It's displacing the oxygen in my lungs, and then I fall down, and I got lucky. Some kid splashed water in my face. It's a craziest thing. I have no idea. So I'm in Ferguson, tear gas everywhere, gunshots go off. Cops are like, go, run. So I'm running, and and I walk through a cloud of tear gas, inhale it all, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like, it's just my lungs aren't working. And then I'm like, and then I get tunnel vision where everything starts turning black to a point.
Oof.
And then I just fall down on the grass on my back. And the next thing I know, some kid splashes water in my face and I go, and I shouldn't have done that. I don't know how that kid knew, or maybe he was just fortunate.
Just gave a sympathetic shock.
Splashing water triggers the inhale reflex or whatever.
What's crazy is we used to call that meeting the wizard.
Meeting the wizard?
Yeah. So you've seen the Wizard of Oz, right? And everything.
Oh my gosh.
What people don't realize is that when you start getting hypoxic like that, and I've been there too many times in a very chaotic way, but what happens is you lose color vision first, and you don't know it. It's very insidious. Hypoxia is an insidious sort of move. So you lose the color vision, and then, like you say, you get that Bugs Bunny at the end of the Looney Tunes where it starts tightening down.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, and you're looking through the tunnel, right? And then that goes out. And what other people don't realize too is that when you do that in slow motion, especially if you're underwater, the last thing to go is your auditory nerves, different nerves. So you'll actually stop being able to see, but you'll still hear. So you can feel things around you, you can hear things around you, but you can't see anything. And then you go out. We call that meeting the wizard because that's when you go to Oz, right? And then when you wake back up, like obviously, like you had, the kid splashed you, thank God. And then you get that recovery, and you pop up, and then everything kind of comes back out at once, and you get the color vision. So that's kind of going to Oz.
It's I don't know, man.
It's a phenomenon that very few people can relate to if they haven't ever. You can't fake it. You can only experience it.
Oh, for sure. And I wonder what would have happened to me if that kid wasn't happening. He was standing there with a bottle of water and he just poured it on my face, and I'm like, like it was the craziest thing. And I'm like, whoa. And I was like, boom, back. Everything was normal again.
Yeah, goofy enough. You've probably got about 2-3 minutes worth of sitting there stagnant without breathing even, and you're still okay. But it can get bad fast. And that's why tear gas is one of those things where it's an area avoidance tool. you can pivot to what happened at January 6th. They were releasing this stuff and it was just going everywhere and they were lobbing it into the crowd. And then they were forcing the crowd into the barriers, right? So that just tells me that those people don't know how to use that particular tool, which is not their fault. They probably weren't trained on it. You spray it where you don't want people to be, which is usually where you are, and then you put your mask on, and then it's an area denial, as opposed to putting it into people and making them run like you did.
People don't understand too. When I was in Turkey, the police fired it into a tunnel, and the people just collapsed. Like there's no air anymore, and they just started falling down. And then people were like, you got to run in there and drag them out. Don't breathe. Yeah. So the crazy thing too is people don't realize that the stuff they use in the U.S. is nothing. The stuff they use.
We have rules here.
Yeah. In Brazil, I was like, tear gas, say nothing, and I'm like, mucus is just pouring out of every orb. Like,
that is my experience.
Yeah.
Full on what they do for everybody who goes through basic training. So anybody who's done military training has seen this. They don't do it the same way for cops as far as I know, but some guys get it. But you go into like a chamber and then they fill the chamber up with smoke and you've got your mask on and you're like, this looks like a really bad place to take off a mask. And then they tell you to take it off and then you have to say a paragraph of some kind. Usually it's a rote memory thing. And you're going like, and you just have no ability to put any, you're like, and you have to get out the paragraph or they won't let you out. So the worst, you're just
Is it kind of fun though?
It's, I mean, everything
The
is
adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush
Right.
after you come out is insane. So when I went
I would
in,
have rather been in because I have everything empty out of my eyes, my ears, my nose.
Yep,
I'm like
and it's like
vomiting,
pouring on your
retching
nose.
nose. It's horrible.
when I went in there, when I was in, they make you take your mask off and you have to wait for everyone in the room to get the mask off
right.
before you can put it on to clear it. Then you take it off again and then you say whatever it is, then you put it on again and clear it. Then they let you out. So you're standing there holding the mask in front of your
Waiting for all the idiots that lick windows on the bus.
And you can hear the guy just go, he's like, we're waiting on everyone. We're waiting on, and you're just sitting there dying, wanting to kill the person.
Right.
So yeah, but when you come out, the adrenaline and stuff, after you survive, you're walking out and
Well,
you're
you feel
fresh
like
air.
you accomplished
You
something.
feel it's great,
The gas they
Super
used
high.
in Turkey was not as strong as Brazil, but it was so intense that the masks we had didn't work at all.
I like that you're a connoisseur of CS gas. That's,
of
that's
course.
not a thing that everybody has in their repertoire. You should put that on your
Tim
on your
can tell
resume.
you about the flavor profile.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's right,
CS.
that's right.
It's like there's a fine bouquet with a hint of all of it. He spits it back out, clears his palate with some water, and spray it again.
Give me another.
You're not actually
give me another
supposed to
taste.
swallow it. Like it's like tasting wine. It's
Remember
like being a sommelier.
remember when Homer became a mall cop and he pepper sprayed his eggs and then he ate them?
That's how it goes.